very good afternoon to you wherever you're watching us from. Welcome back to the Mkusa debate. And right now we have the aspirants for the Vice Chairperson Docket here with us. We're going to have some very important conversations with them. We're going to ask them questions that really matter in regards to the seat of the Vice Chairperson. And feel free to send in your questions also. We are live on Talanta MKU on YouTube and TikTok as well. We have a live audience that will ask their questions later on. And my name is Ayeta Naomi Akinyi. Welcome to the Mkusa debates. Good afternoon, ladies. Kindly pick up your microphones. So I believe you have been briefed on the rules of the debate. Amazing. So I'll give you each a minute to introduce yourselves, your name, your course, and the seat you're aspiring for. Is your mic on?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Michelle Achieng, a 3.2 student.
Be audible.
I'm Michelle Achieng, a 3.2 student taking BBIT, and I'm aspiring for Mkusa Vice President seat.
Thank you so much, our moderator. I'm Mercy Bett, a 3.1 student pursuing bachelor's in education science, majoring in mathematics and chemistry. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Becky?
Thank you for the chance. I'm Becky Chelangat, aspiring Vice President Docket, a 3.1 student, School of Education.
Okay, welcome to the Mkusa debate. I believe you all have a history in leadership, a background in leadership. Achieng, take us through your background in leadership.
I will start by saying I'm a peer counselor. I was a former deputy vice president in St. Mary's Lower Girls. I was a president of St. Mary's Lower Girls. And the last position I was vice chair of Onagi Association in Mount Kenya University.
Okay, Bett?
Thank you so much. So I have been a leader, and a leader who was born to be a leader. And my leadership started in primary school, leading as a small student. And I started leading as a leader in a club in primary school. And apart from leader in primary school, I also joined high school, where I led as a vice president of the school, where the vice president interacts with students and represents the student. So I led there, and also after leading as the vice president in high school, I also led as a peer counselor in high school. As a peer counselor, you interact with students and you get to know them and their needs also. So apart from that, joining the campus, I've been leading as a class representative, and also I've been interacting with students, getting to know what are these students facing, how are we going to help these students. So I've passed through several steps of leadership, and also currently, till to date, I've been serving in the CU, that is Mount Kenya University Christian Union, as a chair lady in the ladies ministry. I've gotten to know that what are these ladies going through, and how best can we help them. So that has been my journey of leadership. Thank you so much.
Becky?
I can also say that I was born to serve. Back then, since in primary school, I've been serving students. I've been the class monitor, I can say like that. High school, I've been the vice president of academics. Here in the university, I've been the class rep, and also have started my journey of politics here in the university majorly, starting as the super delegate while I was in the 1.1. And here now, I'm now seated in front of you, debating about the vice president Mount Kenya University.
Amazing. So I believe that the fact that you're vying, you all know your roles as the vice chairperson. Mkusa, Achieng, go first. Take us through your roles.
Okay, I believe to be a vice president, your role, you're supposed to step in on behalf of the president when he's not present. And I know I know as a vice president, you should be able to bring unity and within the council. And I also know that for the vice president position, we should champion for students' welfare and accommodation.
Okay, Bett.
So as a vice president, you deputize the chairperson in his or her absentia. The second role of a vice president is to champion for the students' welfare. Another role for the vice president is to appoint hostel representatives as well as the floor representatives per hostel. Yeah.
Becky?
First, you deputize the president when he or she will not be around. Second, you promote unity around the university. Third, you promote the students' welfare. Yeah.
You all have spoken about unity. How do you intend to promote unity in the institution? Becky, you can go first.
Okay, I will majorize, okay, for example, the international and the I can say the Kenyan students. I'll promote unity by bringing them together, especially majorly we do have the cultural days. I will, those cultural days will make these international students and our own students come together, exchange the cultures. Yeah, that is it.
Bett?
I can say unity starts from me, myself. And personally, I'll work to ensure that I and my team as the Mkusa Council are united first. The moment we are united, it means that those who are leading are also united. So we will lead in unity so that those who follows us will also be united.
Conflict is bound to arise. How do you intend to promote unity within the council?
How do I intend to?
Promote, you have said that your way of promoting unity in the institution is by first promoting unity in the council, right? So how do you intend to promote unity in the council? Because conflict is bound to arise.
I'll first ensure that before we start serving as a council, all of us, we come together and agree on working towards an achievable goal, all of us, so that whenever we work with one voice. Yeah. Whenever we have one voice, it means that we are all united. Whatever the president says is whatever the vice president says. It is whatever even the sport minister says. We work with one voice.
You're independent people with independent minds. And we cannot assume that all the time you will be in agreement. So let us not assume that, we are walking in the same line. Let us assume now that we are not in the same plate, we do not speak the same language. How do you intend to ensure that Mkusa is united as a council?
Okay. How do I intend to ensure that Mkusa is united as a council?
Yes.
Just leading in unity. Yes, being united.
Bett, we are going in circles, saying a lot of words, but not actually hitting the nail on the head. I mean, right now I can say, I would like us to work in unity. Those are just my words. But we cannot assume we are moving in the same direction, right? So let us take a scenario whereby the president is speaking a different voice, the secretary general is speaking a different voice. You as the vice chairperson, you're speaking a different voice. How will you ensure that you create unity in Mkusa?
Thank you so much. Again, I come to my point. Maybe the president is speaking his point, and also the other Mkusa council are speaking their point. But what my main aim here is, what I'm saying is that before we start working, the first thing we will do is to agree. Two cannot work together unless they agree. So we must first agree. Yeah.
Achieng?
Okay. Unity begins in the council, in the student council. And
Kindly be audible, Achieng. We're really struggling to hear you.
okay, I'm saying it's not working.
It's on.
Okay, I'm saying unity begins in the student council. And I believe when you are united in the student council, we will promote that unity in our within our students. Yeah, so
I'd throw the same question that I threw to Bett to you. How do you intend to create unity in the council? Right now, you're here independently. Here, we do not have a scenario whereby the president has a running mate, and so now You understand? You're an independent entity vying independently. The president is vying independently. The secretary general is vying independently, right? So now once you have been elected into office, you're meeting for the first time. Clearly, you will be speaking different voices. We cannot assume that all of you will be moving towards the same direction. Each and every one of you has their own manifesto and how they intend to work towards it, right? So how do you want to ensure that there is unity in the council?
Okay, first I'd say we have to understand our roles. You as a president, you have your own roles. I am a vice president, I have my own role. So if there is disunity, I believe there is administration or there is management that should maybe settle whatever is happening in between us. But first, dialogue comes first, so that each and every one of us can understand our duties. Yeah.
Okay, allow me to throw a question. What does leadership mean to you? Bett.
To me, I can say that leadership means service.
Okay.
Maybe if I may explain, a leader is a person who is able to serve, not only knowing that I'm going for this position just because of going for it, but I'm able to serve. Whom am I serving? A leader must know his audience, his or her audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I can define leadership as.
So who will you be serving?
I'll be serving the comrades.
The comrades.
Sure.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. You will be serving the comrades. Allow me to throw a question in that regard. Is the role of a vice chairperson merely to support, or they should actively challenge the chairperson when it comes to students' interest? You have said you're serving the students. Now here is a scenario where the man immediately above you, the chairperson, your boss, is doing something that is not of the student's interest. How will you go about this?
Okay, if my boss is doing something that is not of the interest of the students, first I believe also in dialogue. I'll call him, and then we talk with him. If we do not come into agreement, we involve a third party. Yeah.
Who is the third party you intend to involve?
The third party could be the members of the council or the management.
Now, here's a scenario. The chairperson is, the head of Mkusa, right? And he decides to say, you know what, I'm the boss of you all, and you will not tell me what to do. How do you go about it? You've involved the rest of the council, but the chairperson is still proving difficult. He's like, I am the head of you people all, you will have to listen to me. But this is at the expense of the interest of the students who you have said you are serving. So how do you go about it?
Thank you so much. So if my boss keeps insisting, I'll involve the third party, and that is the management. Yeah. But before that, he must know his roles, and I, as the vice chair, also must know my roles, so that before he comments on something, before he comes into final decision, we all agree at one thing. Yeah. But if he keeps insisting that, despite that, as the council, despite that as the council are against whatever he's saying, we will have to involve a third party. That is now the management.
Becky, same question. What does leadership mean to you?
Leadership means service, not for the greed interest or the personal interest, but for the interest of others.
Who are these others?
Others, the comrades.
The comrades. So you are also serving the comrades.
Yeah.
Same question I threw to her. Your boss, the president, is doing something that is against the interest of the students. How do you go about it?
Okay, first thing, we'll have a dialogue, a one-on-one talk. Then, like as you have said, if he will not come into an agreement, I'll tell my boss that, of which it's the chairperson.
Yes.
I'll tell my chairperson to bring the evidences of what he is saying. I bring mine. Then I guess we must compare it. Like, is this serving the interest of the comrades? Mine, is this serving the interest of the comrades? Then we'll now get into conclusions, or we'll rather see which one is the best one.
He refuses. Like I said again, He declares that he is the boss, he does not answer to you. So he refuses to bring the evidence you are requesting for. How do you go about it?
I guess I will involve the third party, of which it's the administration.
Achieng, same question. What does leadership mean to you?
I'd also say what they are saying, because I believe leadership is all about giving directions and then serving your colleagues and just assisting the administration to run their organization or company.
You want to assist the administration to do what?
I'm saying, to me, leadership means giving directions and serving.
You said something about...
what I said, we are here to help each other. So
Achieng, there is a very big problem on our online platforms. The comrades are complaining that you're not audible. They are questioning how competent you are in terms of leadership if you cannot be audible enough for them to hear you. So kindly just try to be audible so that everyone can get what you're trying to say.
it's okay. I'm saying leadership to me means...
That's the same tone you were using, Achieng.
Okay, leadership to me means giving directions and serving comrades.
Okay. No, you mentioned something about helping the administration. How do you intend to help the administration?
I believe this is like an organization, right?
Okay.
And in each and every organization, we have a leadership, whatever they are guiding them. So from the top, I believe student council is also part of it. So through student council, we are helping the school to run.
Okay, moving on. I believe all of you have your manifesto. Take us through your manifesto and the measures you intend to use to actualize those promises that are in your manifesto, beginning from you, Becky.
Okay, first, pardon your
Your
question.
manifestos and the measures you intend to use to actualize them.
Okay, first I begin with for the accountability and transparency. First, I'll be able to help comrades. I'll be about the accountability. Anything that we discuss as a council, I'll be ready as the vice president to instruct the comrades or the students what we have discussed openly. About let's say we are discussing about the finance matters. Through that transparency, I'll be open and honest, telling the comrades that this is what we have talked about, this is what we have talked about, like I'll be open to them. Hakuna kuficha kitu.
Okay, hold that thought. In matters transparency, there are things that you discuss, assuming one of the council members is misappropriating funds, and you discuss this in the council. Do you believe the best course of action is to relay this information to the students?
No. About that, like, we'll handle it as the council. We'll solve it. Like, I can say that it's not good going telling the comrades what we have. If one has wronged, we'll just have to correct.
Or you will hide this information from the students?
Let's say, for example, the finance minister has corrupted some of the money. I'll not go tell the comrades because this is a matter, we must correct it as a council.
Achieng, what do you think about that? Same question. One of the council members has misappropriated funds. Do you think it is best to inform the students on the same?
I think we should consider, we should maybe know the reason why the person has done so.
Do you justify theft?
No.
That is theft. If someone steals, you want to know the reason why they stole.
If there is evidence, then yes. Because we cannot just assume.
I have a practical example. Okay. The entertainment minister is given a budget each and every Friday for the events we usually have. I believe you're aware that we usually have events each and every Friday in the school, and there's a budget. Roughly a budget of 45,000 each and every Friday is given to the sports minister for the Friday events. And then we have a movie night. What do you think about that?
With that, I think we'll demand for accountability.
How? I mean, 45,000 is in the table. It's pretty clear that is the amount that was given. What do we require for a movie night? The venue is given by the institution, MKCC. We do not buy movies. I mean, what do you call that? Bett?
In such a situation that there's a scenario of theft, the first thing...
Do you call that theft? Are you agreeing that that is theft?
Okay, let me say that...
No, yes or no? Are you agreeing that as an entertainment minister being given 45,000 shillings as a budget, and then they give us a movie night, do you agree that that is theft? Yes or no?
That could be theft.
Yes or no?
Okay. According to me,
Yes, according to you.
if that is what is in the budget,
Yes.
and that is what is given to the entertainment minister, then it means it's not a theft.
What is it?
That is what they requested for from the school, because it is...
Hear me out, Bett. Hear me out. Let us be, let us have this conversation properly. I'm an institution. I'm Mount Kenya University. The entertainment minister comes to me and they request that they need to have events each and every Friday in the institution. We have a back and forth. We agree that each and every Friday I will be releasing 45,000 shillings as budget for the entertainment of the students of Mount Kenya University. And then, as the entertainment minister, you give the students a movie night. How much do we spend? Becky, roughly, how much do you think a movie night would cost?
Okay. For me, the movie night, we cannot say we do buy chairs because already we always use the MKCC.
On that note, do you call it theft? Do you agree it is theft? Yes or no?
Okay, if the university do give the entertainment minister 45,000 to plan for it, then the movie night will include some snacks, something to eat. Like
I have been to movie nights in
sodas.
this school. Wait. I mean, we can have this conversation with our audience as well. You can tell us in the comment section if you have ever attended a movie night. I do not think there are snacks. There are usually no snacks. And even if there are sodas, those are refreshments provided by the institution outside the 45,000 budget. Let us be truthful. Let us be honest. I mean, if you're supposed to be voted in, then you're supposed to be honest. And integrity is very important. Are we agreeing that spending 45,000 shillings from the budget and giving people movie night is theft? Achieng, yes or no?
Yes.
Amazing. Bett, yes or no?
Yes.
It's a yes.
Beautiful. Now we're on the same plate. How do you intend to deal with such? Because the entertainment minister is part of your council, and you will be aware of the budget and how it is done. How will you ensure that they do not steal from the funds of the students? Bett, you can go first.
Thank you so much. So how I will ensure is ensuring that we work together with the entertainment minister so that whenever there is a plan, there is a plan on the budget, we are accountable for everything. Whenever there is a plan, for example, this one is being used for this one, this amount is being used for this one, every plan is accounted for in detailed form. Yeah.
Are you trying to say that the previous Mkusa was not doing that?
I can't complain. I don't know about it. Maybe it has happened or maybe it has not happened. Yeah.
No, it has happened because, I mean, that is the budget and we've been having movie nights, so it has happened. Achieng, what do you intend to do?
To me, with the funds released, I'd love the entertainment minister to maybe write for us what the 45K can do, so that is what we'll give comrades. So that if they complain, we have evidence that this is what you are given, this is what we plan, and this is what we have for you.
Becky?
The entertainment minister must or should have to write a budget. Write a budget, let's say about the 45,000. This one goes to here. The exact budget, like the exact amount of everything that it is written on the budget. Then I don't think that any money can go missing.
Let's divert a bit. Let me just throw in a random question here. Do you think movie night is a form of entertainment for university students? Yes or no, Achieng?
Yes.
movie night is a form of entertainment. Why should I leave the comfort of my blanket in my house, assuming I do not stay in the institution? Why should I leave the comfort of my house, assuming I have Wi-Fi, I can get access to any movie I want, and come to the institution, in the school, at very odd hours in the night to watch a movie?
I believe this is now personal because even most of us have TVs at home, but you will find them gathering there in the student center watching football. So to me, I love watching movies with a crowd. That is now personal. Yeah.
We will get to football. We're talking about movies. I mean, everyone enjoys football, and we know how rowdy football can get, and that is what they enjoy. I mean, but we're talking about movies. But it is fine. Bett, do you think movies are a form of entertainment for university students?
Yeah.
You would leave your house to come to school at like 10 p.m. in the night to watch a movie at Moi Kibaki?
Okay. Answering that, we are different people. There are those people.
You personally, don't talk about anyone else. I mean, you personally, as Bett, would you leave your house to come to school at 10 p.m. in the night to watch a movie at Moi Kibaki?
If I loved movies, I will come. But
Would you, Bett? Yes or no? Would you or would you not?
I would.
You would?
Yes.
Wow. Becky?
For me, it's a yes. It's a form of entertainment because I can say everyone has a phone, everyone has a laptop. Not everyone, but some, like majorly. But why do we always gather movie night? Tunakuanga tumejaa huko. Why? Because we do enjoy being with others while watching these movies. Like, it's always entertaining, I can say like that.
So you'd leave your house to come watch movies in school?
Yes, like with others, yes. It's a yes.
Okay. It's okay. We can move on now. We were on your manifesto and the measures you intend to use to actualize your manifesto. Who was Becky? You were proceeding?
Yes. I can say about the inclusivity of the international and Kenyan students.
Okay.
I will do that by promoting the equal participation in school activities, like I had said earlier about the cultural days. We normally do see the South Sudan, the Kenyans, the Rwandese, the Burundis, or on any other international students and the Kenyan students. We always participate and we get to know each other more better in culturals. I can also say, like, I will, in the international students as my role, I will welcome. They will feel welcomed, loved, and well represented.
Actually, sorry for interjecting or cutting you short. Do you think the cultural days are usually a way of I feel like most of these tribes or most of these communities just come to have fun. Do they actually interact and actually, does cultural exchange actually take place during these cultural days or cultural weeks?
I can say yes, because even me, I personally, I do participate in this cultural. I do dance. So like we get to know each other more. Like we get to know each other with many tribes while we are in the student center. And yeah, it's a great pleasure.
Okay.
Okay.
Carry on with your manifesto.
I will promote the school welfare. I will advocate for the betterness of the students' condition while they are studying. I will improve the clinics and the hostels. Improving the clinics, I can further explain like, okay, we do like, okay, I know the reason why we have the ambulance in our school is that when there is critical conditions, we do rush them to Dhika level 5, right? So like, I'm asking like, I'll improve the clinics. Like I will equip the clinics, sorry. I will equip the clinics with the medicines and so many other stuffs so that we cannot, because while we are paying school fees, it's on the, like, I can say the medicine fee. I can say like that.
We have medicine fee.
Like
the only medicine I'm aware of is a course. I mean, medicine course in Mount Kenya University.
Like these clinics that when we go while you are sick, there is a, like the fee are in, the medication of that clinic is included in the fee, right? So I'll ensure that the medicines or any other stuff so that the students wouldn't go to the Thika level 5 that they're equipped there. I'll improve also the hostels.
I mean, sorry also, Becky.
Yes.
The facility we have here is usually for emergencies when students have it's not for chronic diseases. I mean, you cannot tell me you have cancer, you go to the facility we have in the institution. So how do you intend to equip, what do you intend to do to ensure that these facilities are equipped?
Okay, you're talking about the cancer?
I am saying our facility here, our medical facility we have here is usually for emergencies and mild illnesses, not chronic illnesses. That is why they're referred to Thika level 5. Okay? So, I mean, what do you intend to do to facilitate it in a way that it can become a level 5 hospital also?
Okay, for me, I'll just go further because that's also my role as the vice president. I'll just go sit with the administration. I'll just go let them hear my part of it. I'll just go tell them that we need this and this and this. Then I hope
what
I'll
are
get
these and these and these and this? What do you need?
Oh, I'll go tell them that I'll go explain what is in the clinic and tell them that they assist me. We do it the equipments to be more of it so that the students won't be stressed going to Thika level 5.
It is usually a referral, I believe. If you go to the facility and they cannot handle the illness that you have, they refer you to Thika level 5.
But
unless,
they
of
do
course, you do
handle
not
malaria,
come
right?
through. Malaria is a mild illness that can be handled even in a pharmacy.
But I was transferred to Thika level 5.
You were transferred to Thika level
Yes.
5. Why?
I don't know. That's why I'm saying that I will advocate that those equipments that they need to cure malaria be there.
Okay. Were you done with your manifesto?
Yeah.
Thank you. Bett?
Thank you so much. So I have several manifestos, but I will talk about 3.
Okay.
So the first manifesto that I have is on mental health awareness. Currently, we have had students undergoing the mental health issues, and how are we going to help them? How are we going to support them? We have students who don't know that we have the peer counselors around the school. They don't know that we have offices of our peer counselors. They don't know where are these.
Why do you think the students are not aware that we have peer counseling facilities in the institution?
I think that, personally, I know that majority maybe there's no sufficient mental health awareness.
Whose fault is that? You're a peer counselor yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whose fault is that we are not aware that there are peer counseling or peer counselors in the institution?
Okay, it is a fault of, I can speak about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have been a counselor, but not here in MKU, but in high school. So here in MKU, I'm also a peer counselor, but not certified in MKU, So personally, as Bett, I do counsel, I do speak to comrades. What I like most is negotiating with comrades, getting to get what are these people going through, how best can we help them. So now, whenever I get to the office, this is now my work as the vice president. I'm going to work to ensure that at least we have campaigning team that will campaign to ensure that our comrades are aware and they know that we have offices. Despite having offices, we'll work hand in hand with the peer counselors to ensure that at least per department, we have representatives who are going to make sure that the classes, the students in that department can be helped. Whenever they are facing issues with mental health, they can get people whom they can approach easily. Yeah.
Okay, proceed, move on.
My another manifesto is majorly on my another manifesto that I will talk about is just the same as the one that my sister spoke about. It's on accountability. Accountability goes hand in hand with transparency.
A correction.
Yes.
You have one manifesto, but you have items under your manifesto, okay, to all of us, grammar. So we do not say manifestos, it is a manifesto, but items under your manifesto. Okay, yeah, so you can go on.
It's okay, let me talk about this, another manifesto. It's about hustle support initiative. Now we have students also who are entrepreneurs, who are creatives. How are we going to help these students? Yes, they are entrepreneurs, but how are we going to help them? I, as Bett, I'm coming up with this initiative whereby we will be helping these students to get at least to network outside there. We shall be having mentorship programs to mentor them, so and also to help them know how to fund their businesses. Like for example, we have students who are doing the online businesses as well as physical businesses, like those who are selling the bags for the ladies, like those who are selling the shoes for the ladies. How are we going to help these students? We need to help them. We need to create a platform for them to showcase their entrepreneurial skills.
Okay, so we are talking about empowering them, mentorship programs. But one key aspect of businesses, whether online, whether physical, is funds. How do you intend to come about the capital for these students to have these funds? Because there are some who might be very brilliant and have very brilliant ideas, but they do not have funding. So how do you intend to go about that?
Thank you so much. So how I intend to go about that is I'll work hand in hand with those who are coming to mentor them. Some of them could even support them in these programs here.
Okay. The third item on your manifesto?
The third item that I'm going to talk about is I'm going to work hand in hand with the school as well as the school representatives, everyone, to ensure that our students at least, if not 100%, 90% are doing their exams. I cannot complain about the outgoing council. They have done a good job. And personally, as Bett, we want to pick from where these people are living. These people.
Wait, come up again. You will ensure that 90% through the school reps and class reps, the 90% of students are doing their exams.
Okay, let me bring the point home. So personally, as Bett, I'm going to ensure that at least we have, if not 100% of our students, at least 90% are doing their exams. Despite that we had GET restrictions back then, currently we do not have them due to the fact that the outgoing council have dealt with it. They have worked on that. Now, what is the next step that we are going to pick from there? Yes, we have students who are getting into the school, but there's this problem that they are, coming into the school, but they are not doing the exams at the end of the semester. And what is the reason behind it? Why are they not doing the exams? The reason behind it is because they do not have school fees. Yes, we have the MKU foundations. Yes, we have the Vice Chancellor's Foundation. It does help, but we also have to take another step to ensure that at least, if not 100%, 90% of these students are being helped. And what is this step that we are going to take? The step that I'm going to take, personally as Bett, as the incoming vice president, whenever I'm elected, I'm going to ensure that we work hand in hand with the team, the whole team as a council, to ensure that at least we get funds, we get bursaries, we get donors, we get sponsors, as well as organizations that we can work together to ensure that we are supporting our students. Yeah.
We have so many students with those issues. Okay? And, okay, what if this doesn't work, the initiative you have, and sponsors do not want to come on board to sponsor students, and sponsors do not want to come on board to fund these students? Bursaries also. I mean, I have an example of Homa Bay County, where the bursary is just 5,000 shillings, which is not even a quarter of the school fees that is required by Mount Kenya University. So if these what do we call them? These measures that you have put in place do not actually work out, how do you intend to ensure that you finance these students? Because we have so many needy students in the institution. They are in their thousands. And I'm pretty sure organizations cannot come on board to fund over 1,000 students. So, I mean, let us talk of a measurable and a reasonable measure you can put in place to ensure that these students do the exams like you had said.
Thank you so much. So, in case it doesn't work, and when I was talking of at least helping 90% of our students, it means that even if they get 50% of the school fees, we have students who are working overnight, so that by morning they are in class. How are we going to help these students? I've personally interacted with majority of them, and they are telling me these issues. How are we going to help them? If it doesn't work, that if the initiative that I have doesn't work, I'll also look for another way. Option B, you must have option B in every way. So the option B is this one. There are some these papers that are being passed around the school. We can also form a group. I've seen this one always going on, and it works out, that the students come together to help these individuals. So personally, I will work to ensure that at least we are helping these individuals. Yeah.
Okay, Achieng, your manifesto.
Okay, thank you so much. Number one, manifesto is to champion for mental health and well-being. And the items under these, I believe, creating programs, awareness, maybe empowering other students to maybe go for training for peer counselors, and also to come up with workshops that can get our students engaged. Number two.
Sorry to also interject on the same. I mean, the nature of the young people right now, I believe they call us Gen Zs, they do not like to talk about their problems. It is very difficult for them to actually open up about issues that they're facing. That is why you see some of them even going suicidal. And we end up losing very young people to mental health issues. If you have like a seminar or like a big event where people come and they are talked to, don't you think that you will not be able to reach to each and every person individually? They might just be there physically to attend the event because it is there, but what if you end up not, touching the individual person that is under mental health stress? How do you intend to go about that? Like, how do you intend to reach to individual students that are going through mental health issues?
I believe that in each and every event, if you have some issues that you are going through and you cannot share maybe with someone who is there, you can maybe write something or a note. I think we always have these boxes where if you're going through something, maybe you can leave a letter there, and if you can reach out. And number one, you have to be someone who is also welcoming, so that someone can feel free to come to you and tell you, Michelle, I'm going through this and this, can you find a way to help me? So with that, I believe someone will just find a way to come and share whatever he's going through.
Proceed.
Yeah, and the second manifesto was to champion for student welfare and accommodation. Yeah, and with that, accommodation is not only about being in hostels, and there are those comrades who are living outside and they are facing a lot. Sometimes I do get calls, someone is asking you, Michelle, can you maybe host me for 1, 2, 3 days? My house is locked and everything. I believe that if I'm in a position to, sometimes I'm always not in a position to help, but I believe when I get into office, I know leaders have some privileges they are having in here, and we can also talk with administration or people who are managing these hostels. If someone is stuck outside, or even if I have a friend who can host them, then that one can work out.
Michelle, this is a private institution.
Yeah.
By virtue of being a private institution, this is someone's business.
Exactly.
The same way a landlord outside would send away a tenant for failing to pay rent is the same way if the school allows students to stay here for free, the school will run at a loss. Because we have so many people with so many problems. Because I believe even here in the institution, a larger percentage of these students do not stay in the school. because the school, I mean, we're in our tens of thousands. The school capacity cannot take up to that. So there are very many students staying outside. If we decide that we are helping everyone and we are being good Samaritans, allowing people to come into the institution, you know, to stay because they've been locked out by their landlords, how will the school now make profit?
Okay, the goal is not to maybe help everyone. You know, maybe that one can be at my own expense, because I've been there and I know the benefit.
At your own expense. I mean,
Yes.
you can afford to pay hostel fees for...
Not paying, but maybe hosting, because some of us complain that maybe a parent maybe promise he or she will send something but delayed, and you know how hostile our those who are collecting rents can be. So maybe the person only need 1 to 3 days to maybe find a place he can live.
Will you even be safe? Because I mean, okay, by virtue of being the vice president, if you're elected, that is, then it means you get access to so many people that you do not know. People get access to you, people that you do not even know of. So they call you and they're like, you know, oh, I've been locked out. And you take them in at your own expense. Are you even worried about your safety?
You know, there are those whom you cannot just ignore. No.
Wow. Let us be practical, Michelle. You cannot take in everyone into your... Okay, assuming 10 people call you in a day, they've been locked out of their houses. What do you do with these 10 people? You call them all to stay in your house? Do you have a mansion?
Not all, but I believe they also have friends. And maybe if I'm in a position where I can talk with a friend and they know the situation that is going on, or they know the situation of the girl, if you can...
Matters housing are very sensitive, and we need to be practical. I mean, people staying outside, it is very difficult, first of all, to get access to their landlords and, you know, to where they're staying and to ensure that they're okay, even if they're locked out. We have, I mean, people in their tens being locked out each and every day. So let us be realistic. How do you intend to help these people? Because you have mentioned you will help them. Assuming 10 people are locked out one day and they all call you on the same day, how do you intend to go about this issue? Assuming they do not have friends. Personally, I do not have friends around Thika. So I call you and I'm like, I've been locked out, Michelle. How do you help me out?
Maybe what I can do is just to maybe help you to know how to manage what you have. Because some of us...
I don't have anything. I came to school in the clothes I'm wearing that day. The only thing I have with me is my school bag, my tote bag that has my books. I get to the door, I find that the landlord has locked me out. And I call you, Michelle. Mind you, I do not have any friend around Thika. My relatives are in Homa Bay County, assuming. So now I call you, Michelle, I've been locked out by my landlord. I need help. How do you help me?
You know, for you to call me for such a reason, there must be some level of closeness and...
So now you're changing your words,
No,
because you had said you will help everybody despite who they are. So now there has to be a level of closeness. Let us be realistic in what we feed comrades. Let us not just say things because we want to impress the comrades, okay? Because it is very impractical, you saying that you will help people go out of your way or from your own means to help people who have been locked out. I mean, we can move on to your next manifesto, because that is quite impractical. But you can go on.
That was not what I said. Yeah, but we can't continue. The next was inclusivity and fair representation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with that, I believe each and every person is equal, and I am supposed to treat each and every person well. And I want to be in a position where someone feels so comfortable to come and tell me, Michelle, this and this is happening, can you help me out and everything. So, because they can only come if they feel you are not someone who is discriminating, or maybe you are leading maybe a specific group only. Yeah.
Matters inclusivity. We have persons living with disability in the institution. Some of them stay in the institution.
Yeah.
Do you believe our hostels are habitable for persons living with disability? Their structure, look at how they're structured. Do you think they are favorable for persons living with disability?
They are.
They are?
Yeah.
Becky, I've seen you nod very, very strongly. Explain to us why you feel they are favorable for persons living with disability.
Okay, for me, they're very favorable because they will be able to easily access to the institution. for example, their classes, they won't have to tuseme this for example, hawa watu wanatoka Kiganjo, then they come all the way to school. It's like it's very stressful for them.
Hear me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm talking about the structure of our hostels, the way they are built, how they look like, the structure of our hostels. Okay?
Yeah.
Assuming we have a person who is on a wheelchair, a visually impaired person, can they easily access our hostels? Exactly. There is an example, the ladies' hostels, those spiral stairs, the spiral staircases. How can a person with visual impairment access those, assuming all the ground floor rooms are full, and now the only place they can access are the top floors? How do they access those top floors? That is why I'm asking you, do you feel like our hostels are favorable for persons living with disability?
I said yes because if the ground floor is full, we as the student council, that is the reason why we are here. And you can speak to maybe those who are in ground floor so that they can move up and the person who have those challenges can maybe occupy that space.
You know how students can be.
Yes.
They might be like, I also have the right to stay here. I do not want to stay in the top floors. And I also want to stay with my friend who's here on the ground floor, I mean. Or rather, assuming this works and the person living with disability actually gets a space on the ground floor, they have friends on the top floors and they'd like to go see them. How do they access them?
But now the friend can come down so that they can interact. And
We can also carry them up.
You can carry them.
Yes, because I can see I've been seeing my friends, like those on the wheelchair, they do carry their friends up there. Yeah.
Wow.
And if they are good friends, they will.
Bett?
Yeah, that is also, personally, I'm seeing it as a challenge to those living with disability. But how are we going to help them now? At least, what if we work with the school management, talk to them at least to see that if these people cannot get space at the ground floor, how are we going to help them? So as the vice president, I'll work hand in hand with the management to ensure that at least we can have even the lifts around the hostels.
Lifts, elevators, wow. Thank you very much for bringing about that point. How many buildings in the entire Mount Kenya University have lifts? 3. If the school had the capacity to install other lifts, I believe they would do it in the tuition areas. Like the FLT block is a block that really requires a lift. So how are you going to convince the institution to install an elevator in the hostels and not the FLT or MLT block?
Thank you so much. So I believe that as the Mkusa Council, we have a voice. And whenever we walk and talk in one voice, we will be listened. We will speak together with the organization. We bring them on board and tell them, this is the issue. How are we going to help these students? This has been a challenge since. Yes, we have students. Okay, even if their classes maybe are at ground floor, how else are we going to help them? Maybe also they have classes like, let me use the men's hostel. There we normally have classes at the top. Now, if these people with disabilities are having classes, how are they going to access these classes? So we have to bring them in onto the board and also explain to them the reason why.
Before we move on, Achieng, I'd like to ask you, how practical is installing a lift or an elevator in the hostels? Do you think that is something the school can do?
They can if they have the capacity, but maybe. Right now,
let's be sure. Let's avoid using, you sound unsure to the students if you use words like maybe, I think, I assume. Let's be sure. You're leaders. You're going to be elected into leadership positions. You have to be certain with what you're saying.
Yeah.
So do you think it is possible for the school to, is it practical? That's the word. Is it practical for the school to install elevators in the hostels?
It's not.
Amazing. Moving on. What is the valuable contribution that you will bring to Mkusa if elected? What is that one valuable contribution that you will bring to Mkusa if elected? I think, Becky, you can go first.
Okay. One valuable, pardon?
One valuable contribution that you'll bring to Mkusa if elected.
Okay. For me, I will majorize on hearing the students' grievances.
Okay, once you've had them, I mean.
Okay, like when a student approaches me, like it's my duty to hear the comrades, right?
Okay.
Okay, when someone approaches me, I will do listen and I'll try to assist the person in irregardless. Yeah, I can say like that.
Okay, that is a contribution, but is it really valuable? I mean, this is something that any member of the council can do. The president will say, yeah, I'll listen to the students. The entertainment minister will listen. Everyone is listening. Everyone is trying to find a way to help the students. Let us talk about something extraordinary, something that makes you unique from all these other ladies sitting here right now, that makes you stand out. So I ask again, what is that valuable contribution that you will bring to Mkusa if elected? Something that Mkusa will miss if they do not elect you. Something that if Bett is elected, Mkusa will not have. Something that if Achieng is elected, Mkusa will not have.
I will majorize on maybe the ladies and gents empowerment. Yeah.
How? How do you want to empower our ladies and our gentlemen?
Okay, starting with the ladies, I will create forums of them being like the ladies and the gents. Their issues ain't the same, right? So for the ladies, I will talk about let's say, what is evolving them. Like the ladies mostly, like, okay, I can say the ladies are intelligent. Like they really want to hear about upgrading themselves, the business things or whatsoever. So these forums will be empowering. Let the ladies know their strength, making the ladies know their strength. Like let them not be discouraged in any way. Like now I'll be empowering them.
Gentlemen?
And for the gents, mostly it's all about the mental. Like sometimes I know that the gents are not able to talk. Okay, their problems, they won't share their problems to anyone, right? So like I'll really encourage them, like
Don't you
showing
think
them.
the men have been encouraged for the longest to talk about their issues? But it's still a very difficult thing for them to do. So which method of encouragement, which words of encouragement are you going to use that you will be sure these men will now start talking about their issues and they will be addressed and they will be helped? What strategies do you have? Because people have been talking to men.
I will not bring those older people to talk to them, right? I'll bring the gents and mostly the ladies because they really
You'll
know.
bring ladies to talk to men about
Exactly.
mental health issues.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Bett, same question.
Thank you so much. I'll answer that question using my slogan. My slogan is Bet for Betterment. Yeah. I want to bring betterness into MKU. Is it in the field of, is it in the part of the ladies? Any part that need betterness, Bett is here for them.
There are I mean, you've given us a very vague answer. There are very many things that require improvement. Even I require improvement. I mean, there are very many aspects in the institution that require improvement. So what is that one thing you're going to work on that people will not forget you? People will be like, wow, Bett actually did this.
Thank you so much. So concerning that, I'll major with the mental health issues. Yeah. mental health issues.
Talk about something else, because I believe Becky has touched on mental health. Be unique, I mean.
It's well.
Critical thinking.
So thank you so much. So let me talk about the issue of the school fee issues.
Okay.
So personally, okay, I've not seen, amongst the three of us, I've not seen who is coming up with that idea, but I'm the one who is coming up with that idea. So it means that if I'm not elected, this one will not be done. So personally, I'll work as Bett to ensure that these students are doing their exams. Yeah. The reason, okay, let me talk about the ways of doing this. I talked about bursaries, I talked about donors, as well as the sponsors who are going to sponsor these students. Yeah, how am I going to do this? Yes, we have, what I know is that whenever you have that badge of a VP, that badge of a vice president, that shows that you are a vice president, you can get into any office and get assisted. Yeah.
Achieng, same question?
Mine will be, repeat the question.
I asked you, what is one valuable contribution that you will bring to Mkusa if elected?
If elected, I'll bring experience, I'll be responsive, effective, and yeah.
That is something, I mean, won't you be responsible? Won't you be effective?
You know, there is this.
Won't you, Becky?
I will.
There is
something unique, I mean.
You know what? Comrades normally complain, and especially during this campaign period, they are like, we know if we elect you will be someone, you will change. And they have seen it. Yes, they do elect leaders, someone after getting into office, they don't see the same person who supported them. Like, they have a different character. You know, I want to be that person when they knew before and they will know after.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going on a very short commercial break. Do not go anywhere. Keep involving us in on our social media platforms. We are live on YouTube and TikTok. So we are going on a very short commercial break. We will be right back.
Out now.
Yeah. Kama unisho tula Yesu, basi kudawacha story. Kama unisho tula kudawacha story. Kama unisho tula blessing, basi kudawacha story. Kama unisho tula kudawacha story, kudawacha story, kudawacha story. Longo, yeah. Mamchezo kalongo, longo, yeah. Kabla kufungua mdomo, yeah. Tubonge safisi udongo, yeah. Kila kitu tunasesese, tusibongeza wasesese. Tuachane na mapepepe, kabla kusifu na kupepepe. Let's talk peace, let's talk love, things that matter. Let's talk God, let's talk blessings. Wacha goodness. Kama unisho tula Yesu, basi kudawacha story. Kama unisho tula kudawacha story. Kama unisho tula blessings, basi kudawacha story. Kama unisho tula kudawacha story, kudawacha story, kudawacha story. Maneno yanajenga na kupomoa, maneno yanapoteza na kuokoa. Maneno kabla ya kuchomoa, heri unyamaze, ama buda wekohoa. Bonga blessings, bonga blessings, bonga blessings, bonga blessings. Let's talk peace, let's talk love, things that matter. Let's talk God, let's talk blessings. Watch wacha goodness kama unisho juu ya Yesu. Basi buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya blessing. Basi buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya buda wacha story, buda wacha story, buda wacha story.
And right about now.
Yeah. Kama unisho juu ya Yesu. Basi buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya blessing. Basi buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya buda wacha story, buda wacha story, buda wacha story, buda wacha story, buda wacha story. Hakuna time ya longo longo longo, yeah. Mamchezo ka longo longo longo, yeah. Kabla kufungua mdomo domo domo, yeah. Tubonge safisi udongo dongo dongo, yeah. Kila kitu tuna sesese, tusibongeza wa sesese. Tuachane na mapepepe, labda kusifu na kupepepe. Let's talk peace, let's talk love, things that matter. Let's talk God, let's talk blessings. Wacha goodness kama unisho juu ya Yesu. Basi buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya blessing. Basi buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya buda wacha story, buda wacha story, buda wacha story, buda wacha story, buda wacha story. Maneno maneno yanajenga na kupomoa, maneno maneno yanapoteza na kuokoa. Maneno maneno kabla ya kuchomoa, heri unyamaze, yeah. Ama buda wekohoa. Bonga blessings, bonga blessings, bonga blessings, bonga blessings. Let's talk peace, let's talk love, things that matter. Let's talk God, let's talk blessings. Wacha goodness kama unisho juu ya Yesu. Basi buda wacha story kama unisho juu ya
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mkusa debates. This is the docket of the vice chairperson. And in the house, we still have the beautiful Achieng, Mercy, and Becky. Now, just a reminder, we have a live audience, and we also have commissioners here. They'll be given an opportunity to ask questions as we proceed with the debates. Before we went on that break, one thing was very evident from the three of you. You were all advocating for mental health, right? Right? Are you an advocate for mental health?
Yes.
Beautiful. So many students don't even know there are university counselors. I mean, where the counseling is offered and that it is offered for free. So I believe that as the body that is involved in the welfare of the students, you're supposed to know that we have university counselors, right? And where they are. So, Becky, I'd like you to go first. Who are the university counselors?
The names, or?
Yes, by name.
I can say you know the face, I don't know the name.
Becky, look into the camera and lie to the students that you know the faces of their counselors, but you don't know the names. You do not know them.
Yeah, sure. Let me just be honest.
Thank you very much for your honesty. Achieng?
I'll pass. I don't know.
You do not know them. Beautiful. Bett?
I know of the university counselors. They're led by Dr. Edith.
Edith?
Yes, Dr. Edith. I know of the first name. She's Edith.
Proceed.
She's Edith.
Edith is not even in the institution right now. She's in
But
Mombasa. She's in Mombasa campus. Who is the current counselor in Mount Kenya University Thika campus?
Yes.
You do not know.
Yeah, I also knew of Dr. Edith.
It is quite disheartening that all of you are not aware. Yet you're talking about mental. Where do you expect these students to get, counseling from? Apart from the peer counselors, there are times when they need professional help from that is why the institution has provided professional counselors, and I will inform you who they are. We have Mr. Mutegi, who is found at the Equip building, and we have Madam Kate, who is in the student center, okay? Right? Beautiful. We move on. I'd like to ask a personal question. Does Mkusa Constitution give enough power to the Vice President, or is the office structurally limited? I'll go again. Does Mkusa Constitution give enough power to the Vice President, or is the office structurally limited? Are we good? Should I go again?
Once more.
Does Mkusa Constitution give enough power to the office of the Vice President, or is the office structurally limited? Good. Achieng?
They have been given enough power to me.
Why do you say they've been given enough power?
Because they have been given the mandate to step in when the president is not there.
Exactly. You only step in when the president is not there. So what is your key role, your independent role, when the president is around?
Student welfare and accommodation.
This is another aspect that you work in collaboration with the Secretary General. So what is your independent role? When the Secretary General is there, the President is there, what is your independent role as the Vice Chairperson of the Mkusa?
I'd say to bring unity among the students and also the comrades.
That is also the work of the Secretary General. Bett, same question. Do you believe that Mkusa constitution gives enough power to the office of the vice president, or is the office structurally limited?
It gives enough power to the vice president. Yeah, I'll just say.
Which powers do you have? Take us through the powers you have as the vice president.
Okay, whenever the president is not in, I stand in for the...
Same question I asked Achieng. The president is in. What is your role?
Okay, whenever the president is in, the main role that I have as the vice chairperson, I am the custodian of the constitution.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm also, when I talk about welfare, I know we have also the entertainment minister who are also part of the social welfare. So personally, as the vice president, the other roles include selecting the hostel and floor representatives as the vice president.
So by just doing that, you believe you've been given enough power as the vice president? Selecting hostel representatives and, being the custodian of the constitution. The constitution can be kept by anyone. And I mean, it can be accessed by anyone. I even accessed it via the internet today. So by just that, selecting hostel heads and floor heads, you believe you've been given enough power by Mkusa as the vice president?
There's also the fact of deputizing him. Maybe.
But listen to me. You are his deputy and you step in when he is not around. What of when he is around? What is your role? That is why I'm asking, do you feel that as the office of the vice president, you have been given enough power? Or is it just a formality? Because, I mean, do you believe that you have been given enough power as the vice president, or is this just a formality so that they can have, a vice?
It's not just a formality, but I've been given a power.
So you have power, which you do not know of?
Not really, but also the power of talking on behalf of the comrades.
Anyone talks on behalf of the comrades. I mean,
representing them. Whenever,
even the Secretary General can represent us. Even the entertainment minister can represent us. Matters entertainment, matters sports. The sports minister can represent us. So, you know what? It's okay. Becky, same question. Does Mkusa constitution give enough power to the office of the vice president, or is it just structurally limited?
Structurally limited in case stated otherwise. Because, okay, let's say I can say like by deputizing the president, that is not my end. Like that is not giving me enough power. If he's not there, then I will pray. Oh my God, I will play the role. But if he is, then I will go accordingly to my roles. Yeah, so I'm limited. When I say unity, the Secretary General can promote unity amongst the students. When I say the president, he can. When I say the finance, he can. But when the council is not there, then I am alone, then I can say I'll have power. But when all are there and able to do their work, then I'm limited.
So what amendments would you, propose? What amendments would you propose to be made to the constitution so that you feel that you have been given enough power as the vice president of the Mkusa?
Maybe sharing the roles with the chairperson.
You want to take on the roles of the chairperson. So what will he now do?
You have said I amend. So, like
those are the amendments you would make. I mean, I'm talking about amendment. You should think outside the box. What would you want to do as a vice president that you cannot do simply because you are a VP to the chairperson? Not taking on his roles. If you
being
take his
included
roles,
in the finance, within the finance areas.
Becky, if you're not taking the chairperson's role now, you are taking the finance minister's
you have
role.
said like the power that is.
You want to be given financial powers in Mkusa? Yes or no? Yes. This
That's
is your
not my
vice
word.
president. This is your vice president. She wants to be involved in financial decisions in Mkusa.
You say the power, but you have already stated my, like, I be included. Okay, can I say somehow included?
in finance.
Yeah.
Why finance? Because I mean, there are very many dockets.
No, when we talk of the Secretary General, like, it's just all about like security, and I cannot handle that maybe as a lady. So like when you talk of finance, I can help the finance minister do so.
In case you do not know, you're allowed to interject. You're allowed to counter an opponent's point. So does anyone have something contrary to say in regards to what Becky is saying? If not, we can move on. We should move on. I'm just curious on how you'll be able to tackle issues out here, because you're meant to be fierce. Achieng, you refer to yourself as the Iron Lady. I need to see this iron here. This is a debate. This is not an interview where I ask you a question and you respond. You're supposed to interact as well, so that we can know that if you're in that office with those men, because right now, in the entire Mkusa, the incoming Mkusa, I think it is just one position that is being held by a lady, that will be held by a lady, right? And you know how difficult it is to be the only lady in a bunch of men. So you debating, I believe, is a way of showing people that you are outspoken. You will be able to speak your mind. You will be able to say no to what you do not agree with, because, or unless you're trying to make me say, to make me understand that you agree with each other, then why are you competing? Anyway, moving on. In a span of 1 year after your election, what reforms should MKU students say Mkusa fought for and won? Should I come again? In a span of 1 year, what reforms should Mount Kenya University students say that Mkusa fought for and won? Bett. It's not. Try again.
It's well.
Okay, beautiful.
Pardon the question.
In a span of 1 year, what reforms should Mount Kenya University students say that Mkusa fought for and won?
Okay, in a span of 1 year, there are some other manifestos that I didn't talk about, but let me talk about it in here now. I have a manifesto that is talking about the comrade admin dialogue. And when it comes to comrade admin dialogue, what I want to ensure is that the communication. I believe that once the comrades, and I'm the one connecting the comrades to the admin. Now, what am I coming up with to ensure that this is working out, that there is a dialogue and not a conflict? So, personally, as Bett, I have this reform to ensure that the students are communicating to the admin. At least you have some boxes in different places of this school, whereby whenever the comrades are having an issue, whenever the comrades are having any complaint, they will write their issues and air out through the boxes, so that we as the council, we can get to know what these comrades are going through and how are we going to help them. That is one of the reforms that I'm going to bring out.
Hold it right there. Thank you very much. You've talked about communication from the students to the administration, right? Allow me ask you, how would you act when the management decisions conflict with student interests? How would you act when management decisions conflict with student interests?
I am the one who is representing the students, so I have to come and sit to the administration and speak with them about the interest of the students as well as their interests. We bring both to the table and know how to handle them both. Yeah.
Beautiful. You have mentioned about the administration. It is very important that we know the man at the top. So who is the school chancellor, Bett?
I know of the Vice Chancellor, but the name is...
The Chancellor.
I can't really clearly remember the name.
Okay, fine. You have said you know the Vice Chancellor, so who is the Vice Chancellor then?
The name is the one that is not coming to me, but I do know him.
Becky, who is the Chancellor of Mount Kenya University? Vice Chancellor?
Faces, but not the names. Pass.
Faces. Where do you meet these people and you do not know their names? How do you what kind of interactions do you have with these people, with the Vice Chancellor?
Okay, I've not yet interacted with them, but when we go to functions, I'm being pointed out like, that's him.
Wow.
But the name...
But if you're attentive in these events that you attend and they are there, I believe they introduce themselves. There are school journals, there are school calendars, there are very many ways and places to know them by name. It is quite embarrassing. No, let me not judge. Achieng, who is our school chancellor? I mean the Mount Kenya University.
I have the name, but let me rethink and then I'll get back to you.
Pardon?
I'm trying to remember the name. Let me get back to you.
This is very... Now that you do not even know your own chancellor, will you even remember the grievances the comrades give to you people? This is very embarrassing, guys. Our chancellor is Professor John Struthers. I believe I have pronounced that name properly. And Jagani is our vice chancellor. So, yeah, do your findings. Now you know the names, right? Amazing. Now, when you see their faces, you can put a face to a name and you call them by name. Okay? Nice. I love how we're moving on. We're moving on swiftly. Gender equality. You mentioned something about gender equality in your manifesto, right? And in recent years, even in the previous regime, the vice president, which was also female previously, focused on women empowerment only. And we had very many events in the institution, you know, ladies whatever, ladies. And the ladies were happy. But how about the men? Are you not supposed to serve the men as a vice chairperson? Are the men in the institution part of your jurisdiction of the people you're serving? Achieng?
Repeat.
Where were you? Achieng, I've said a lot of words, but I'll come again for your sake. Gender equality. Okay?
Yeah.
The previous regime, we had the previous vice president officiating so many events and women empowerment, and the ladies were happy because they were being empowered. But the men were left out. I do not recall any event that was orchestrated by the previous vice chair that was men-related or like inclusive of both genders. So how do you intend to involve men in your activities? Or as the vice chairperson, are men not part of the people that you're supposed to be serving in the institution? Achieng.
Okay, with me, I believe, or the comrades believe, or they assume the office of the vice president only deals with the girl child. So maybe when I'm elected, we normally have ladies forum that the office conducts. Maybe we'll come up with another way, or maybe sit down with the Mkusa council so that we can create some sessions for men. And I believe when we involve men, they will feel part of us, and yeah.
Okay, so same question.
Pardon the question?
Wow. Matters gender equality. Basically, gender equality. How do you intend to involve the male gender in your activities when elected as the vice chairperson?
Thank you so much. So concerning that,
Before you even answer, let us learn to listen. Let's all be here, okay? Let's be good listeners. So then now you can be a good responder. You now respond to things that you get. Bett?
so thank you so much. How I'm going to how I'm going to work on gender equality is this way.
Yes.
We have had ladies forum, and I want to acknowledge the legacy of our outgoing vice president. She has really dealt with that. She came up with the padri for the ladies, and I'm also working on ensuring that that legacy continues. It's not just left there. So for the gents, I'm going to work on ensuring that we have the gents conference. This is where the gents are being mentored. This is where they can also raise their issues so that they are not left behind. Apart from that, I also have what we call the open door policy. This is where the office of the president, office of the vice president is going to be open for everyone, so that if it is a gent or the lady, they are free to come into the office and share their issues. Yeah.
There have been allegations that some of the contestants right now are projects of previous Mkusa Council members. So allow me ask you, are you the former vice president's project?
I'm not anyone's project. I came here for a purpose. Yeah. I have been aspiring for these Mkusa elections since I joined. So I'm not anyone's project. I'm here just because of a purpose to be fulfilled. Thank you.
Becky, same question.
Okay, I had stated earlier about the gents and the ladies forum. Like, I want to say, in the previous Mkusa council, or they had the main conference, right? The vice president had, like, they used to have the main conference, but normally these men don't normally go there because of, they are not usually, there's no creating awareness that there is main conference, but it's normally there.
Which question are you answering, Becky?
The gents and the man.
My question was, before you come to that, before you come to the gender equality question, are you the former vice president's project?
No.
Or anyone's project for that matter?
I'm not anyone's project. I came here independently, ready to thrive for the success and the success of the council and the comrades. Yeah.
Okay, so let us go back now to the question of gender equality. I believe even if you were answering that question, you were also taking us around bushes. So I was really struggling to understand what you're trying to say. My question is very direct, and you also try to be straight to the point with your response. The previous regime, the vice president, focused majorly on women empowerment, and the male gender was left out entirely by her regime as the vice president. How do you intend to incorporate the male gender in your activities if elected as the vice president? Also, do you believe that the male students are part of the people that you're supposed to be serving as the vice president?
Okay, I do believe that the
live audience, questions that will be responded to by our aspirants. So we can get the first question, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, my name is Chepto Calvin, and I have a question. I have two questions. The first question is, in a university with many competing student needs, why should menstrual hygiene be treated as a priority issue, and what concrete actions will you take to address it? The next question is, how will you all promote responsible condom use among students, particularly male students, as a way of preventing STIs, HIV, and unplanned pregnancies?
You can respond to the first two questions first, and then we get other questions also. Achieng, you can go first.
Okay, the first was all about prioritizing pads and...
Come again.
Okay.
You can write the questions down so that you don't forget, so that we move also swiftly. Just highlight.
In a university with many competing student needs, why should menstrual hygiene be treated as a priority issue, and what concrete actions will you take to address it? Can I repeat? In a university with many competing student needs, why should menstrual hygiene be treated as a priority issue, and what concrete actions will you take to address it?
Next question.
Next question is, how will you all promote responsible condom use among students, particularly male students, as a way of preventing STIs, HIV, and unplanned pregnancies?
So we can start by, you've gotten the second question, all of you? Beautiful. Achieng?
Okay, to answer your first question, you talked about why we should prioritize ladies' menstrual hygiene. This is something that the girl child was born with, and I believe all of us undergo through this each and every month. And I know maybe some of us are not in a position to afford this, and this is something that we are supposed to be proud of. So actions that I think that can be taken, I think the university or we as the student council, we can come up with pad drives so that we can help those who are not in a position to maybe help themselves, or those who cannot afford those pads. And then maybe we can...
Why, I believe the question was why we should, why menstrual hygiene should be prioritized in the university where we have a lot of other problems, right? Meaning we need to have a comparison. We have other issues in the institution eating up students, especially the fact that this is not a female university. We have even the male students, and we all have very many issues to deal with. So why should we prioritize menstrual hygiene over other issues? So let's have a comparison, right?
Yeah. And I've said that we should prioritize menstrual hygiene because this is something that is natural from a girl child. So it is something that we cannot assume, because I know this is something that also brings the confidence of a woman or any lady. If I'm not in a position to maybe maintain that hygiene, I won't even comfortable to sit in class. So I think there is something that we should prioritize, and ways that we can maybe help or solve these issues by maybe we can conduct pad drives here in school, and maybe we can partner with other organizations that are running these pads so that they can come maybe sell their pads at a very cheaper price to the comrades as a way of marketing themselves so that our comrades can also gain. Yeah, and then our second question was how to promote a responsible use of condom, if I got the question right. With that, I think that the males, we are supposed to be in a position to provide those pads, for not pads, but condoms for free, because with that we can help to prevent STIs and HIV.
Achieng, we also have female condoms, so you're aware, right? So why are you measuring on the men aspect, sensitizing the men only?
That was the question.
Okay, fine, that is the question, but as someone who's, well conversant, and you should find a way, find a balance, exactly. Find a balance, because our audience is diverse, and you're going to be serving everybody. So, yeah, but it's okay. Bett?
Thank you so much. So the first question was on why we should prioritize menstrual hygiene. Why menstrual hygiene should be treated as priority issue over other issues. So the way I'll answer this one, I'll say that whenever this is something, yes, we experience as the ladies as we grow up, but how are we going to, whenever you have issue with whenever you are in a circle whereby you are not comfortable, you will not be able to concentrate. That is why you should prioritize menstrual hygiene, because whenever you are in a place where you are not comfortable health-wise, it means that you cannot concentrate. Even let's assume it's in classroom, you cannot be able to concentrate. So this is why we need to prioritize it.
I don't know if I'm the only person who got a different understanding to this question, but like I said before, we have different issues to address in the institution, right? And most vice chairpersons, when they get into this position, the first thing they usually think about is sanitary towels and, menstrual hygiene. And I believe this is a way of actually dodging other important projects. This is the university. I know that there are some students who are actually facing such problems, but it is not a priority. Like, we're not doing menstrual awareness here in the university. I believe we have other problems to deal with. So why is it that when you get into power as the VP, the first thing you think about is menstrual hygiene? What about other sensitive issues to be dealt with, like mental health? Like, I don't know. Am I the only person who's getting this the different perspective of this question?
Maybe to get back to you, I think the reason why it should be prioritized, some of us are not informed. Maybe you know about the girl child pad, and there is a comrade out there who does not know there is a girl pad. And then
this is a state-of-the-art university for someone to okay, I do believe that there are people who come from marginalized areas and they are not aware, but the bigger percentage of the students in the institution, like up to 80% or even 90%, are aware of menstrual hygiene, have seen pads by the point where you get into university, right? I feel like this is a way of those people getting into the VP position to veer away from the main issue that you're supposed to be addressing, because now you're trying to use compassion to buy people. Because when you talk about sanitary pads and menstrual hygiene, people get emotional, and now people are like, she's working. Yet I don't think that is working, because there's so many issues to be addressed. We cannot be all focusing on menstrual hygiene, year in, year out. We need to move forward and actually deal with other issues that are of more importance. Okay, so I don't know. What do you all think? Do you believe that in this institution right now, menstrual hygiene is of equal importance to mental health? Becky?
Okay, for me, I can say that the menstrual hygiene, first, it's nature, and us as girls or ladies, we must embrace it, right? Then coming to it, it's not all about giving out pads, like I as the vice president giving out pads, then it's all like, then I have dealt with menstrual whatsoever for girls. It's all about giving out, like I bring sponsors from everywhere, like the corporates, like those bringing out pads or Then we must talk about hawaizi kuja kupatiana pads then watoke. Huwa tunaongeleshwa. We are normally being talked to, like facing our fears as ladies for experiencing. Kuna wengine wanaogopa kunyesha. Like wanaogopa kuona yo kunyesha. There are these fears coming in between. So they normally come encourage us. Then they now give out pads.
Bett, second question.
The second question was on actions that we will take. Or kindly, can you repeat the question? Kindly.
Pardon the second question. Bett, you need to be keen. Sure. That is why I allowed you people to write the questions down.
I just noted that it's about actions.
Listening is a skill, Bett. Sure. It's a leadership skill. Pardon the second question.
How promote responsible condom use among students, particularly male students, as a way of preventing STIs, HIV, and unplanned pregnancies?
That was the third question. There is a question between
No, she read out 2 questions.
Okay, it's well.
Bett.
It's well, but I had written a question on
Okay.
actions to be taken. Anyway, let me answer that question on promoting responsible condom use. The first thing that I will do is to ensure that we have this ladies forum as well as the men's conference. During this men's conference, the men are being educated on responsible condom use, as well as the ladies also are being educated. So also, we also have the university clinic. We ensure that whenever these guys are going there, they are also educated about the same.
Becky?
Okay, about the promotion of the use of condoms in both ladies and gents, I can say like before they go to clinics, kuna hizo kits wenye huwa wanajazanga hapo condoms. Hapo hata sikubaliani na wao. It's like this, me as the vice president, I will first create awareness to the ladies and men on how to use it. Kuna wengine, like they do it randomly. Yes, unaweza kuwa umevaa lakini you will still transmit the diseases. So I'll create awareness and put all the forums, teaching them on how to wear it and on how to like use them so that they cannot transmit these diseases. And I'll also make sure all the clinic like kila siku lazima wajaze hizo condoms kwa kids isikwange empty.
Okay, it's a good initiative from what all of you have said, but don't you think that by actually providing sufficient and adequate condoms to the students, we are promoting sexual immorality in the institution?
It's not promoting.
Just views. This is not even like, just a personal opinion on the same. Providing sufficient condoms to the students. They are there in plenty, in surplus. Don't you think this is promoting sexual immorality? I mean, the Bible calls it fornication, and we are now providing condoms for them. What do you think? Your views, Achieng?
To me, I think it's not promoting, because now this is now becomes, it's according to your standard. If you're someone who wants to be maybe slept with around and all that stuff, to me, I don't think it is promoting. It's just making them have those things so that they can be safe in case they find themselves in that situation.
Bett?
Okay, to me also, I can say that it's not promoting, since there are people who can stay without sex and there are people who cannot stay. So during the forums, these people are being educated. These people are being told about the uses of condom. It's not for everyone.
You're educating them by providing the condoms for them. I'm just saying, like, you have informed them, okay? And now the forums are done, and now they're like condoms almost we have them in the clinics, we have them in the hostels. Yes or no? Is this promoting sexual immorality?
It's promoting.
Thank you very much. Becky?
For me, it's not promoting sexual immorality. Like, if I've educated them, yes, I've educated them. Then those who cannot live without, they can use it. Those who cannot live. But if you can abstain, why not? Why go use it? But those who cannot live without, I'll have to provide them with the kits.
Next question.
Thank you so much. My name is Leona. I have one question concerning the boy child. Cases of sexual exploitation and harassment against the male gender often go unreported. How will your leadership as the Vice President create a safe environment and stigma-free reporting environment for the boy child?
Come again.
Cases of sexual exploitation and harassment against male students often go unreported. How will your leadership create a safe environment and a stigma-free reporting environment for the boy child?
One last time.
Okay, so cases of sexual exploitation and harassment against the male students often go unreported. How will your leadership as the Vice President create a safe environment and a stigma-free reporting environment for the boy child?
Bett?
Thank you so much for the good question. So, the question is about the boy child. How are we going to ensure that they are safe? We are creating the safe environment for them. First of all, I'm working with a team, and in my team we also have the male gender. And when I get into the office, this is the same team that I'm also going to work together with to ensure that both the boy child and the girl child are well represented. Yeah.
I don't think you've answered the question. You have not answered the question, Bett. Sexual harassment. When a lady is sexually harassed, people go haywire and people, there's a lot of chaos because a lady has been harassed. But with men, if you even say that you are sexually harassed, people are like, kwani wewe si mwanaume? Do you understand? So now we are asking, how will your leadership create a safe environment and stigma-free for these male students?
Okay, thank you for that once again. So, how my leadership will create a safe environment. In the Mkusa Council, there are also male genders that we will be working together with. These are the president currently that are running for the president are male. Those that are running for the sports, and the other 6 seats are all male. So we'll work hand in hand to ensure that these people are represented, that these people are having a voice, no matter the issue. Whenever an issue of sexual harassment arises, we come on board, both the leaders and these guys that are being harassed, and work together to ensure that we solve this, we find the solution for both the male and the lady. We bring them on board. Yeah.
Achieng?
To me, I know one thing that is killing many is ego, because someone knows very well if he has been harassed, he's not in a position to express himself because of the notion people have created out there. So to me, I think maybe we can have men forums and maybe create awareness sessions where men can sit down, talk, and maybe just a safe space where they can feel or be free with one another so they can share whatever they are going through.
Becky?
I will create a safe and stigma-free environment by ensuring that the same energy I give to the ladies, I will also give to the gents. And when I'm voted in as the vice president, I will work with my team. And this team, hawatakuwa pale kwa ofisi yangu peke yake, they always walk around, hearing the comrades side, of which the comrades including the gents. Hizo mashida zao, they do come back to me, I put it in tips, and now as I'm creating the awareness of the gents, kuna tu vitu, I'll bring the sponsors or those who are to talk to them, they will deal on these things. There is maybe my committee, kuna wengine they'll open up to these of my group. Yeah.
Next question.
Okay, so I've been keenly listening to how you are responding to your questions and how you are tackling the response. My question is, as the comrades, we want to know how you guys will identify the gaps. For instance, this is a question I've been asked by a comrade right now, that before you came here, we are very sure that you guys did your findings on the other regime, the gaps that they had or the things that they didn't achieve. The comrade wants to know, how will you tackle the gaps that weren't met by the last regime? This will also enable us as comrade to be assured that when you guys get into power, you come back to the ground and identify our problems. So, and another question they want to know, what are the gaps that the last regime didn't meet up so that they know whether you guys know our problems. And that's the question.
I believe you got it. The gaps in the previous regime and how you intend to tackle them, right? Becky?
Okay, the first gap of the vice president, she didn't create awareness about the gens. So I'll be bringing more of the forums about the men, their mental issues. The second one is they did not improve the clinics nor the hostels. I will improve them and ensure that they are in their better conditions.
I don't think that is entirely true, especially much as hostels, because recently Wi-Fi systems were installed in the hostels, right?
Yes.
They were not there, so we cannot entirely say that they did not improve the hostels. Proceed. Becky?
She can answer, then you'll get back to me. You'll get back to me.
So thank you once again for that good question. The gaps that we can identify from the previous regimes, yeah, the previous regimes have done their part, and we are here also to do our part. Yeah, they installed the Wi-Fi in the hostels, but you find that these Wi-Fis are not working. When you get to the hostels, you find that these students are complaining of the Wi-Fi. Now, how are we going to help these students? We are going to work together with the administration to ensure that this Wi-Fi is working for the students, even in the hostel. The second gap that I identified personally is concerning most of the students not doing their exams. Yes, the outgoing regime, they have worked on the gate restriction, so the students they can access the school as long as you have the ID. Now the problem comes in here. Yes, you can access the school, but you are not doing exams at the end of the semester. Now, how are we going to help students? The main reason behind this is because of the school fees. We have several students who are not doing exams due to school fees. Now, how are we going to help you? We are going to work hand in hand with my team, with the council, to ensure that at least we get bursaries, at least we get, if not even the 100% being paid by the bursaries or the donors or the sponsors, at least even 50% will have pushed a student. Yeah.
Achieng?
Is comrades are not involved, and with this, even you have said this notion of movie nights, they are not part of it. So I believe when we involve comrades during decision making, if it's a matter of maybe entertainment side, if we as the council, we can come up with an idea or a platform where if the budget that has been given by the institution is what we have and this is what we can use it to do, 1, 2, 3. I think we should bring comrades on board and tell them this is what we have and this is what we are going to do, so that at the end of the day, we have everyone satisfied. So if they have anything to complain about, then maybe they can raise their issues. So mine is to promote unity and involve our comrades in decision making.
Okay, sorry for getting back. So the comrades are asking another question. And they are saying you have really expounded on your manifestos, and you have actually explained them well, and they are actually giving thumbs up to the moderator for having made you explain your points practically. And you know, these are the things that we need to be implemented even in our country, so that some of our leaders can also be given such interview to identify their competence level, whether they are competent or they are incompetent. And so the question is, the comrade are asking, how will you make sure that their voice are not just listened to, but actions are taken? They want you to represent us. Yes, you are our voice, but we want more action to be taken than you just telling us that we will put forward what you have said, but no action is taken. Thank you.
We good? Ready to answer? Are we ready to answer? Bett?
It's well, you can come up again. Question. The last time.
Okay, the question is, the comrade are asking, they want to know, how will you ensure that their voice and are not just heard, but actions are taken? If they bring a matter to you, their voice are heard by you, yes, but they want to know which steps are you going to take to make sure actions are taken in the complaints or the problem they have raised.
Thank you so much. So, how will I work to ensure that actions are being taken on whatever we have said or on the comrades' issues? Majorly, I'll work close with the school reps, with the representatives, the hostel representatives, to ensure that this, whatever the students are going through, whatever the matters that these students are having, we represent them. Personally, as the vice president, I'll work on ensuring, and it will be visible for the comrades. That is why I call myself Mama Comrades, very ready to represent them. Yeah.
Mama Comrades, I don't think you have answered the question because, like right now, I have a problem. I come to you. You give me a listening ear. Sorry. You've not provided me with a solution. So you have said you will work with the school representatives, and the grievances will be brought to you. But what are these strategies that you have in place that will make you ensure that once the grievances have been presented to you, they will be addressed? Like, what are you going to do about these issues? I believe that's your question, right?
Once the comrades present their issues to me, I'm going to work on them in this way. I have a team on the grounds whom we are working together with, and once also they get the issues and bring them to me, I'll work together with the council, with the representatives, to ensure that we present these issues to the institution and get the feedback immediately, and also to ensure that the feedback reaches the comrades gets the immediate feedback from us, so that whenever they feel like their issues are not tackled, they are there to speak back to us so that we can also tackle them.
You've used a lot of words, but it's okay. Becky, same question.
I can say the actions will be taken immediately, in that the students will bring their grievances to me. Then I'll write down, bring my council on board, we talk about it. Then if we have agreed, of which we will agree, we go the step forward telling our administration about it. Then we will come back with the answer positively. And I'm sure we will deal with the problems, because us as a council, all of us, the entertainment, the president, nothing big will come, and we will solve everything. Yeah.
Everything. Wow, that is a big promise. Because the institution does not operate how you want it to operate. Like I said before, this is a private institution. So there are some policies and some decisions that will not impress the comrades. So you promising that you will do everything?
It won't, okay, if it will be hard for the administration, we will try our level best, at least ifike mahali. So we won't leave it down the way it was. We will improve it. Maybe if they won't agree, basi a little bit.
Achieng?
To me, I know and I believe each and every comrade has a right. But at the same time, the constitution, the university has got rules and policies that guides. So if the voice or if whatever they are complaining about aligns with the constitution, it can be solved, then I can approach relevant officers so that maybe we can air out what they are trying to solve. Yeah, and then maybe we can conduct feedbacks from the admin and from the comrades. If the situation is not solved, we can still conduct some dialogues until we come to common ground.
Do you have another question? Proceed.
Okay, my name is Mudhoni Vivian. I have two questions for the aspirants. The first question, why should students trust you with this office? Why should students trust you with this office? Because in the past years, the comrades have trusted the other leaders and they've not delivered. So why should students trust you with this office? The second question, it's a bit on your side. How will you handle pressure and criticism? How will you handle pressure and criticism? Because this is not an easy job, so you'll have pressure, you'll have criticism. How are you gonna handle that? Because we don't want a weak leader.
Achieng?
To begin with, why should students trust me with the office? I am here to serve comrades. It's not all about the status. I have been in a position where I need help, so I want to give back. I want to give back to the comrades. I want to be available for them. I want to do whatever it takes to make sure comrades have a good experience in this institution. And then the second question was, how will you handle pressure and criticism? With that, I'd say I'd use that maybe as a way of learning and maybe to get better from what people are saying and everything. So I'd take it as a way of learning.
Women are very emotional beings. And being in the position you are in, especially because of the fact that you're going to be working with all men, how are you going to handle your emotions? How well are you emotionally intelligent?
With emotions, I believe if there are things that you cannot handle, then don't try. I came and I started this journey knowing well there are a lot of challenges. So to me, I'm prepared and I'm okay.
Bett?
The first question, why should students trust me with this office? Yes, I'm confident enough that I can serve the comrades in this office. I can serve their welfares and I can give them a listening ear, as well as also I can protect them and act on their behalf. Yeah, that's why the comrades should entrust me with this office. The second question is, how will you handle pressure, or rather the emotions? Personally, as Bett, I've talked of being a peer counselor, and I am experienced in handling emotions. So personally, I can handle emotions. Thank you.
I can say Becky will be a leader who will serve, listen, and act. So I'm not here, comrades should trust me because I'm not here for the greed or my personal interest. Rather, I'm here to serve and listen to the comrades. Yeah. How to handle pressure and criticism? Like I've been to peer counselings or more of my mentors outside there. So they've been teaching me how to handle. Like I've been through some lessons. That's why I came in so that I can be the vice president. It wasn't sikukuja tu juu nimekuja, but I know what I want.
Okay, I don't know if you got my second question, but let me give you an example. Your people are against what you want to do. Let's say you come up with something, but people are against it. How are you gonna handle that? Criticism.
If it's good, if the thing that I'm coming up with is good and for the betterment of comrades, and there are these people, there obviously kuna comrades watashinda tu wameoppose that it is not right. Then if it's the right thing I'm doing, I'll keep pushing for the betterment of other comrades. Sio kila mtu atakukubali like kwa hiyo seat, lakini kuna hawa wengi wenye ukifanya kitu mzuri they will appreciate, but I'll keep pushing if it's a good thing.
Okay, next question.
Okay, my name is Johnson Lanka, part of the commission. I have a question to Becky, how do you think your words about ladies being intelligent affect the men listening?
Okay, I remember that point. I say that ladies are intelligent upwards. Like, okay, for example, when we call for the men conference, the men conference don't normally show up for the conference. But when the ladies wakisikia like kuna ladies forum, kuna kitu inataka kuwasaidia, I'm not saying the men are not intelligent. If I said so and wanafikiria hivyo, I'm sorry. But nasema hivyo kwa sababu like they're so ambitious, like how watu wananitia nini, and they normally show up. Lakini
Becky, what is your measure of intelligence? Do you measure intelligence by people showing up to events?
No.
So why would
Like,
you say
okay,
that ladies are intelligent beings simply because
talking about
they
the
attend
businesses
events?
Okay, I talked about the businesses. No wonder I said they are intelligent. They really want to explore more.
Okay.
Sorry if it was a bad word.
Okay, it's okay.
Junajua nanisikia.
Okay, from Mercy and Becky, since you're from the same house, who has been endorsed? This question goes to Becky and Mercy.
Did you get the question, Becky? Did you get the question? You did. Bett, go first.
Okay, concerning that question, maybe I will answer this way. Not maybe, I'll answer this way. So, on matters on who is to be endorsed or who has been endorsed, let me say it this way. Whoever will be endorsed, both of us, we have been driven here by the purpose. Everyone has our own purpose as to why is she coming up and why am I coming up. Yes, we are from the same house. Yes, we are from the same association. But on the matters pertaining association, the people of the association are the one to decide. They're also comrades, and they have the right to decide on whom they want to go with or whom they don't want to go with.
So according to you, the endorsement has not yet been done by your house?
It has not yet been done.
Okay.
Maybe
Becky?
it's yet to be done.
It has not yet been done, and I can say like both of us hawakukuja hapa kujaribu. Both of us want to thrive for our own success and the journey of politics. That's what I can say. It's just brief
But
and
you were
short.
a bit hesitant. You were like, where Jibu? You're not sure?
I was.
Why
I
did
just
you want
smiled
her
at
to?
her? Sikusema nijaribu or what?
No, you asked her to respond first. Becky, are you calling me a liar in front of the cameras? Next question.
Okay, the same question. Since you said nobody has been endorsed, how do you think it will affect one of you when one is endorsed from the house?
Kama mtu alikuja kujaribu, then ata lose hope. But if you know what you came for in the seat, then ata kama mtu moja atakuwa endorsed, why should you okay, we've both said that we are not a project, sindio? Then why should me or her stand up for herself independently and go for it?
So in an event where one of you is endorsed, one is not, the one who's not been endorsed will stand independently
and go for it. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, the next question is for still Becky, and sorry for that. Kindly clarify how you plan to improve the clinic by outlining the specific actions you intend to take, rather than only stating it will be improved. Because you have only insisted improved.
Okay. I said improvement by, I first said that I want to be improved by, okay, can I say the medicine or the equipments that the clinic needs so that it can run as a clinic. Sio like, tuseme, not, sio like, comrade atasema like, nimeenda clinic sijasaidiwa, wacha niende Thika level 5, na yet anaweza saidiwa juu hakukuwa na dawa. like kuna some specific dawa iko hapo. So I'll make sure that some of the, like kama kitu kama cancer, no, it cannot be treated in school, right? So vitu yenye inaweza treatika, like the medicine should be efficient for them. Lakini kama hiyo vitu kama cancer, no, like inaweza enda somewhere else. Kitu kama malaria inaweza treatika hapo kwa hospitali, lakini at some point I was told to go to Thika level 5. That is, yeah.
Okay, thank you for that.
Before you read your question, I'd like to make an observation. Becky, this is a formal setting, and in the rules it was clearly stipulated that you're expected to use either English or Kiswahili. So if you were to use Kiswahili, you were expected to do it like from the whole debate should have been in Swahili. But there is a lot of, you're mixing the languages and now it looks informal. And yeah, I believe as a leader, you should be able to express yourself. I'm not even saying in English only. There is no problem in expressing yourself in Swahili, but it should be formal. So in case of next time, or
Sorry
as you
for
respond
that.
to your to the other question that is about to be asked, kindly look into that.
Sorry
Okay?
for that.
No problem.
My name is Amina Msema, and I currently serve as the treasurer of the Electoral Commission. So, I only have one question. Most of you have talked about mental health advocacy. So, my question is, what measures and steps will you use to identify students struggling with mental health challenges?
Measures you'll use to identify students suffering from mental health challenges.
Challenges, yes.
Achieng?
Can I repeat the question?
You want measures you'll use to identify students battling mental health challenges. Yes.
Number one, I'd say engagements. Through engaging with comrades, someone can easily open up to you, and if you are someone they can trust. So that is one of the way I can use through engagements, and through.
You will engage. Sorry, I'm really, really sorry about this, but you will engage with the students.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you know, like personally, in the institution, to an extent where you can have deep conversations with them, matters, I'm stressed. How many students do you know personally?
3.
Pardon?
3.
3.
Yeah.
In an institution that has over tens of thousands of students, and you're talking about engagements and engaging with them. Mental health issues is not something that someone like just opens up about easily. So engagement, do you think it is an effective way engaging with the students? Like personally, one-on-one, do you think it is an effective way of actually getting someone to identifying students with mental health issues?
It's not effective, but through creating these awareness programs, through those sessions when you are educating those comrades and students there, maybe someone can just feel touched and maybe approach you behind the scenes and tell you, battling this and this, because there is someone that you cannot force someone to come out and tell you. It's from there. Even as a peer counselor, when you are counseling someone, you cannot force the person or ask the person a question. You leave that person to maybe to be in a position to express him or herself and tell you what the matters is. Yours is just to listen, and yeah, so through those programs.
It's okay, go on with your other measures.
That is what I have.
Bett?
Thank you once again. So the first measure that I will take is I have the open door policy. This is making the office of the vice president open for everyone, meaning that whoever has challenge, I make the office open for everyone, so that whenever they come in there, I create an environment where they can feel, they can entrust me with their issues. That is the first step I'll take.
Bett, kindly enlighten us on this open door policy. Do we have closed door policy? Okay, enlighten us on this open door policy and how it works.
Okay, on open door policy, it's whereby I make. Okay, it might not be right inside the office of the vice president, but it can work outside also, meaning that I can have a team outside or a team in ground whereby they work on ensuring that, or let me put it this way, I have a team from different departments, members from different departments whom we are going to work hand in hand with to ensure that students can entrust the students can okay, let me bring it out well. So
okay,
I know that some students, or majority of the students, do fear to get into offices. They do fear to get into maybe the office of the peer counselor. They do fear. So how are we going to tackle this? We get to have representatives from maybe different departments whom they can walk around and speak with students, and they also be accountable to the peer counselors. We get to have peer counselors moving around the classes, speaking with students, getting to understand what challenges are they going with students. Majorly, if we have peer counselors walking around the classes and speaking with students, you'll get that the students will also feel comfortable talking to them. Some even will go with them, and also they will get to explain their issues to them. Yeah.
Becky?
I'll promote more of forums, many of the forums. I'll invite many of the mentors to come talk to students. And majorly, I think even when the students are encouraged about this mental health, they will not many will adhere to what the mentors are saying, but I will just encourage the students to just have one of their friends, even a dear friend, that you will, mental health is, I believe it's all about pouring out issues. When you just pour out issues, like you will be stress-free, I can say like that. It will not deepen and compress you until you think of committing suicide or whatsoever. So I'll also encourage the comrades, in as far as I'll bring more mentors to school, I'll just encourage you to have even a friend, or I'll just put a random number, which is just for counseling, or create a group. I believe that many students will not have a one-on-one conversation with a person that until he or she pour out the issues, but I will create a group, then you just, me and you, I don't know you, you don't know me, I believe so. Then you pour out your issue, I assist you. If you don't want to see me, you'll be shy, or there'll be that fear, just pour out your issue, I'll assist you, and that's it.
Okay, Mercy Bett. On the issue of peer counselors and students, will the student volunteer, or will you pay the student? This because I don't think there's anyone who can work without being paid. Will you make sure that the student will volunteer, or will you give some tokens to the students?
Thank you so much for that question. I've also been a class representative, and personally as a class representative, we are not being paid, but we volunteered. So I'll also ensure that there are those people who are willing to help others freely. Yeah.
So will you only willingness, but no pay?
If they are willing, well and good.
Because they're not willing, then
I know majority are willing. Yeah.
People are willing to work for free just to listen to people's problems. Me, I be a peer counselor, you come to me, you pour out your heart to me.
Okay, apart from the willingness, we can have mentors who are the peer counselors who will be mentoring them, and also they join the peer counseling club whereby they can get the certificates as a reward. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Next question. Because of time, let's try to get direct to the point with our responses.
I go by the name Rispa, and I actually have 3 questions to our aspirant. Firstly, we're talking about mental health. And weeks after, we have cases of people that are committing suicide actually in the school, and we have one case that I believe each and everyone knows about that case. We're talking of these people committing suicide in school, and you're saying that you will have a forum that these people are coming to be cancelled in those kind of forums. So what if when you cancel this person and this person actually told you that he will commit suicide or she will commit suicide on the next few hours, what will counseling help to that person? Secondly, we have forums and in school actually that we give out discount, or discount are given to when mostly we have ladies forums that girls are planted in school. And why don't we do these in giving out sanitary pads rather than giving out condoms? Thirdly,
Pardon on the second question.
we have forums that girls are given discount when their hairs want to be planted in so many days in the school. And also we have forums that the condoms are given out freely. And why shouldn't pads be given out, such as condoms or hairs are given discount? Thirdly, when you're doing campaigns in school, you talk about so many promises that you give us. The last aspirant, the ones that are moving out in their seat, they talk about giving Wi-Fi. They talked about so many promises that they gave us. So as the vice chairperson that you entering this seat, what will be your clear day-to-day role beyond deputizing the president to ensure promises made during the campaign translate into action?
Becky?
Pardon on the third one.
I'm talking about the promises that you gave us. You're talking of so many promises that you do for us as the comrades. And many comrades are in wonder and are in questions. We've been given day to day so many promises, and these promises, they end up just to be promises. They end up to be just be in our minds, but they are not yet put into action. So as the vice president, what will be your clear day-to-day role beyond deputizing the president to ensure promises made during this campaign translate into action? Because everybody is talking about their role as deputizing the president. Then what it will be your day-to-day role beyond that?
Becky, first question.
Okay, you said that how would I motivate a person who wants to commit him or herself 4 hours after, right? After the counseling. Okay, for me, I won't allow that to happen. Okay. If he wants to commit suicide, like him or herself, why even should I allow him or her to get outside the room after the counseling? I will sit down with him or her, talk to her or him, what's the problem? Like, I'll just try to convince the person, like, even if he or she is not free, just, okay, try to write down, of which I won't allow the person to go outside the room. Yeah. The second one, giving discounts to hairs, giving promotions, free condoms. I'll also, then we are not giving out the pads for free. Okay, the discounts, I can talk of the outgoing vice president. Well, she had this forum of the ladies about the pads. The pads were given out in discounts. Like, it wasn't, the pads came, but it was given out in discount. Like,
allow me interrupt you. That forum, it was only for 1 day. And you can't tell me a girl only uses a pad, or maybe she's given out 3. Do you want to tell me a girl uses only 3 pads in an year?
Okay, for me, I want to do what the former vice president did, rather than I will encourage more of maybe she brought one sponsor to come talk to the girls, then give out the pads, and it was like that. For me, it will just echo in weeks, months, year, like it will be continuous. Every semester, like I will just create more awareness of the pads. Like I will bring more of sponsors. There are some sponsors who just come and give out for free. They don't hawapatiani discount. Yeah, they just do it just free out of heart. Then you can just still pardon the third one.
Wow. Just read it out to them one last time.
The third question was, you talking about your role being deputizing the president, and so many are the promises that you're giving us as comrades. And therefore my question is, what will be your role, or what will be a clear day-to-day role beyond deputizing the president to ensure promises made during the campaign translate into action?
I can say majorly the role of the vice president is all about the students' welfares. So that one, about deputizing, it's just otherwise when the chairperson is not there. But my role as the vice president is just to promote the students' welfare, hear the students' grievances. Yeah.
So you're making it clear that all the promises that you're giving us, they are not be just a dream?
It won't be a dream, but it will come through. When you want to thrive into the thing that you want, I guess you will just try to achieve it. Like, yeah. If you like your job, then do it. That's what I can say.
Bett? Let's try to be really swift with our answers. Time is not really on our side.
So on the first question that you ask of maybe the person is about to commit the suicide, maybe in the next 4 hours, what will we do? So it depends. Will that person approach you? That's the first thing. Because it's maybe after a forum. Will that person approach you?
I believe the question was, the person has approached you, right? So you are aware that this person is going to commit suicide in 4 hours. So,
So the first thing I'll do is to create an environment where this person will entrust me with his or her reasons for committing suicide.
The reasons have been given. Let's really be swift with our responses, guys. You have the reasons. This person has told you everything. Now you're done, and they're like, I've gotten to a point where in the next 4 hours I'm committing suicide. What is your next course of action?
If I can handle the issue, I handle it. If I cannot, I refer the guy to the peer counselors. I know they can handle it better.
Next question.
And the next question is about the discount or the discount of pads. Yes, the outgoing council, the vice president, the last time that we had the ladies forum, the ladies were issued with the pads, and there was some discount. It was about you buy 2 and then you get a discount. It was like that. So how are we going to work on ensuring that it is not once, it is several times? So personally, I didn't exhaust my manifestos, but also there's this thing that I'm coming up with. Also, we have the Care Comrade initiative, whereby we can partner with organization to ensure that we have maybe these pads, or we have a lot of things that maybe comrades are going through, but let me be specifically on this one of pads. We get to have pads in a specific place, so that whenever comrades are facing issues with pads, we can give them, we can offer to them. Yeah. So that question. The clear date. Can you pardon that question kindly?
Wow, you guys.
Once kindly.
Matters. You are the second in command to the chairperson. I mean, if you're not doing that, what are your day-to-day roles? I mean, if you're not being his deputy.
Sure. So my day-to-day role is to listen to comrades, that their welfare. The issue was concerning the welfare, the welfare of the students. My main day-to-day role is to be answerable to the welfares of the comrades. Yeah.
Achieng?
To me, for the first question, I'd say if my experience cannot solve the situation we are in, then I'll refer or call another person or another counselor who is well informed and can handle such kind of problem. And then to our second question, on matters to do with discount on the pads, I think we can partner with an organization who maybe they are trying to market their brand or something, so that they can come to Mount Kenya University to maybe we can give them a market, because now we have students who really need those pads, but maybe at a lower price. And then the third one, I'd say, I have a vision, and my vision will not end here. So I will not make fake promises that I know I will not deliver when I get into office. And with this position, I know I am supposed to champion for student welfare and accommodation. Yeah, thank you.
Do we have one final question? Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm Kiplangat Collins, and I want a direct response. First, I have two questions. The first one is, when you ask about mental health, you know, when somebody wakes up in his or her house or her room in the morning and he tells you, I'm going to class, definitely you will believe it. But he or she goes and throws herself from somewhere, then he dies. So I think that is a challenge, because you won't understand a person. That's a personal decision. So it is hard for someone to open up his problems to you. So what are the measures now? How will you ensure confidentiality in such things? Second question is, I'm directing this question to Mercy and Becky. Mercy and Becky, both of you are Kalenjins. That's the first thing. I don't mean to be tribal, but let us be factual. And Achieng is our sister from the Lake region. Do both of you think that you are giving Michelle a potential to take this position, because one of you must be endorsed by an association? You need support. You need support, maybe financial, from your people. So do you think that both of you could have united and maybe endorsed one person so that you can fight against Michelle? Do you think that do you think that you are dividing your votes in favor of Michelle? Maybe Michelle might win. Just a honest opinion. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kiplangat, for your questions. But I believe responding to that would make this debate seem tribal, very tribal. Not just the debates, but also the elections and the university politics, very tribal. I believe they had also answered something related to that before. So I would have you not respond to the second question, but respond to the first question. So kindly come up again with your first question.
My first question is, how will you ensure confidentiality in students who are going through mental problems, maybe stress, depressions? How will you ensure confidentiality in their information, and how will you prevent such things? Because it is hard for me to open up to somebody, because there's a personal decision. How will you ensure that you downgrade yourself to that person, you be on a personal level with him or her so that you can relate with her? How would you ensure confidentiality in their privacy of the information?
Achieng?
First, I'd say I'd encourage comrades to be our brother's keeper. Like, let's be our own keepers. And then another thing, I'd maybe conduct a session where we can train our comrades so that they can learn the signs and symptoms that you can suspect this person is not okay or something, so that if in case you identify a sign and realize this person is not okay, then maybe you can reach out, and so that we can help that person. Yeah.
Bett?
Yes, so personally, I'll be working with the peer counselors. Remember that the peer counselors are certified and they know how to handle the cases of confidentiality. And also I'll work with the departmental representatives to ensure that the confidentiality of the students is assured. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'll just make sure that I have a strong bond with the comrades. I'll just make them feel free around me. I won't give them that mean look, or I'll just make them free around me. Second, talking of, many of you have just said about the mental issues, and we just keep on repeating. I've just said that I'll bring sponsors, or I'll rather invite mentors to come talk to them. Second, a comrade just to have their own, okay, let's be our brother's keeper. Like, you notice, okay, everyone in our class or our surrounding knows how, let's say, I know how Kipla usually acts, I know how Leona usually acts. Alafu, then all of a sudden, they now change. They'll bring that curiosity, like, what is not happening? That's being now their brother's keeper. The third one is just, if you don't want to talk to me, if you don't want to talk to a friend or a mentor, just write down your issues, right? You will remove your problems by writing it, or just, like talking alone even, or just have a random number of someone, like a mentor you don't want to see, but talk through the phone. Don't meet me, should I, like, nisikumit? No, meet, but you'll just pour out your issues, yeah.
Thank you very much, all the best.
Thank you very much to our live audience for being here. Thank you for engaging with us also on our social media platforms. Now, we have been live, like I said before, and Apollo's boot, people are voting. I think I'll go in ascending order. 18% have voted for none, meaning you have not been able to convince 18% of the people that were alive. Neither of you has been able to convince the 18% of the people that were alive that you are worth being in this docket. Another 18% for Becky. And then Achieng and Mercy have a tie of 32% each. So there is still work to be done. In a minute, look into the camera, talk to your people, the people who are going to vote you in. Talk to them, convince them that you are worthy to be in this position. So Achieng, you can go first. Which is your camera? That's your camera. That's your camera.
Okay, this is Michelle Achieng, an aspirant for the position of Mkusa Vice President. And to the comrades out there, I want to say that I have a responsibility and the capacity to serve you, and I ask for your support. And
proceed. Is that a problem? Okay. Carry on.
Okay. As I was saying, I said I have the responsibility and the capacity to serve you all, and I humbly ask for your request. I humbly ask for your support so that we can clinch this seat and work together. Thank you.
Bett.
Thank you so much. So I am Mercy Bett, an aspirant for the vice presidential docket, and I'm here to seek for your support.
Bett, sorry, that's your camera.
So thank you so much. My name is Mercy Bett. I am an aspirant for the docket of the vice president, and I'm here to seek for your support. I'm willing and very ready to listen to the comrades and also to protect them and act on their behalf. Thank you so much.
Becky, same camera. Yes, that's your camera.
Okay.
Your mic was on.
I'm Becky Chelangat, a 3.1 student, aspirant vice president docket. Slogan, one team, one vision. Yeah.
You're done? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, these have been we've had very interesting conversations. The debates have been very intriguing. And I believe that through this debate, we've been able to gauge the aspirants well. I believe you know who you'd like to be your leader. Thank you very much for joining us. Since we began the debates up until now, we really appreciate your engagements on all our social media platforms. And we really appreciate you. We couldn't be here without you. My name is Ayeta Naomi Akinyi. Do have yourself a lovely evening and see you tomorrow for the presidential debates, Mkusa.